Welcome back to the Body for Minds podcast. Last week, we talked about the feeling of being behind and about the idea that maybe you are not behind at all. Maybe you're just in the middle of your own non-linear path. And today, I want to continue that conversation because once we start thinking about growth, be it personal growth, professional growth, becoming who we want to be, something very subtle often happens. We start living more and more in the future, in the next step, the next role, the next phase, the next version of ourselves. The next time things will be easier, the next time we will finally have more time, and the next time we will finally feel like we have arrived. And without really noticing it, life becomes something we are constantly preparing for, but rarely fully living. Many ambitious mothers live in a constant state of anticipation when the kids sleep through the night, when this project is finished, when work is less busy, when the kids are more independent, when things calm down, when there's more time again. Always the next phase. And the tricky part is there's always a next phase. And I've alluded to that in the last episode. So life becomes a series of, I just need to get through this month. I just need to get through this phase. I just need to get through this year. And then suddenly you look back and think, where did the last year go? Where did the last 5 months go even? You were there. You did everything. You managed everything. You kept everything running. But you don't really remember being there, living it. I think many mothers know this moment. It's the evening, you're exhausted, your brain is still running, and you're already thinking about tomorrow, about the work, about logistics, about what still needs to be done, what the kids have got going on, and then you remember something you forgot, and your child wants to show you something in that moment, or talk before bed, or play, or cuddle. And you're there, but you're not really present. And you feel it. And maybe you feel even guilty or sad or just empty and tired. And then you think, why can't I just be here right now? Or maybe you don't even have the energy to think that. But the problem is not that you don't care, and it's not that you don't love your life, and it's not that you are ungrateful. The problem is that your head is always in the future, managing a life that has not happened yet. Growth is a good thing. Ambition is not the problem. Wanting more is not the problem. Having goals, dreams, plans, and visions is not the problem. But growth has a shadow side, kind of, if you like. Growth constantly pulls you into the future, into the person you want to become, the life you want to build, the next step, the next level, next version of your life. And if nothing pulls you back into the present, you can spend years building a life that you were never really present for. So this is not about choosing between being present or having ambitions, dreams, strategies, and plans. Because you need both. Vision pulls you forward. Presence keeps you connected. Without vision, you drift. Without presence, you disappear from your own life. This is why pausing is so important, and also why so many ambitious people resist it. Because pausing or connecting feels like losing time, losing momentum, falling behind, not being productive, not moving forward. But pausing is not the opposite of growth. Pausing is what allows growth to integrate. Just like in exercise and training, you don't get stronger. And I said that already during the last episode, and they're very closely linked here, but I think it's really important. You don't get stronger during the training. You get stronger during the recovery. Effort is the stimulus. Recovery is where the adaptation happens. And psychologically, emotionally, and even professionally, this is very similar. If you never pause, you never integrate. If you never integrate, you never feel your progress. If you never feel your progress, you always feel behind, and then you push even more. And that is how people end up running very fast, but not necessarily in a direction that still fits their life. This is where body awareness and nervous system regulation become very important. Not because you should relax more, not because you should slow down, not because stress is bad and calm is good, because nervous system regulation is not about just staying calm all the time. That's something important to know also. That's often a misconception. It's about bouncing back faster, but because your body is always in the present, your head is usually in the future. So body awareness becomes an anchor, a way to come back into your actual life. It helps you notice, am I exhausted? Am I overwhelmed? Am I excited? Am I pushing too hard? Am I bored because I want more? Am I tired because this is too much? Am I scared because this matters, or am I scared because this is wrong? That information helps you decide, is the next step a big step, a small step, a small pause, a different direction? Or is it more support that you need, more time, more courage? Body awareness does not replace thinking and planning. It makes thinking and planning more accurate. There's something very important I want to say here. This is not about stepping back. This is not about not taking the promotion. It's also not about lowering your ambition. And it's certainly not about wanting less. This is about expanding in a way that you can actually hold. Because growth is expansion. More responsibility, more complexity, more decisions, more people depending on you, more moving parts. And expansion only feels good if you have the capacity to hold it. Otherwise, expansion just feels like pressure. So the goal is not to avoid expansion. The goal is to grow your capacity together with your life. To trust that you can handle stressful phases. To know how to regulate yourself. To know how to pause and recalibrate. To know when to push and when to adjust. To know that you can rely on yourself. And when you trust that you can handle what comes, something changes. You stop constantly waiting for a future phase where everything will finally be easier, because you are no longer trying to escape your current life. You are already living it. Not perfectly, not without stress, not without hard days, but you're in it. You are present in it. You are building it and living it at the same time. And that feels very different from constantly trying to get somewhere else. When you're connected to yourself, something else changes too. You stop thinking that growth always has to look like big steps. Big promotions, big changes, big moves, big progress. Sometimes growth is a big leap. Sometimes growth is a very small step. Sometimes growth is staying where you are and building capacity. Or resting so you don't quit. Sometimes growth can look like saying no or asking for help. And growth can mean to change direction. And of course, growth also is continuing even though it's uncomfortable. But when you're connected to yourself, you start to trust that. You start to trust that as long as I'm moving in the right direction, the size of the step does not matter that much. And that creates a very different kind of ambition, not a panicked ambition or an ambition based on comparison with others or fueled by fear, but a direction-based ambition. So maybe growth is not just about becoming someone else. Maybe growth is about becoming more yourself while your life becomes bigger. And maybe the most important question is not only where do I want to go, but also can I stay in contact with myself while I'm getting there? Because you don't just want to build a successful life. You want to build a life you were actually present for. And that is a very different kind of growth. If this episode resonated, please share it with another mama. Until next time, more you, less noise.